So, when it comes to Superman, there's been a lot of discourse online recently about a recent screening of the movie. Some of the articles are saying that it didn't perform so well, but then other articles are saying that the recent screening for the movie actually was received very well. So, it's very hard to know what to make of this, but we have an article here from Comic Book Movie that breaks down what happened with this recent screening of the movie. So, let's jump into it. Let's get to these details of a recent screening of the Superman movie, and let's see what we can learn and see what kind of details we can get into here about what happened with the movie. So like I said, this comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. Superman, we've heard much more positive things about the recent screening. So, on today's episode of The Hot Mic, host Jeff Snyder and John Rocha shared some of the things they heard about a recent screening. As far as we know, there has only been one of James Gunn's Superman, and the buzz was definitely leaning negative. So yeah, I've heard this on other articles and people talking about this on X, saying that there was a screening, that it wasn't received so well, and they kind of comparing it to the first Captain America movie, which is kind of strange in a way, because I didn't get the feel of the Captain America First Avengers from the trailer. Like, I didn't get that kind of comparison, but that's what a lot of people are comparing this screening to, apparently. So, Rocha was told that the DCU reboot had a similar tone to Captain America The First Avengers, like I was just saying, and The Mummy, and that the movie was said to be decent overall. Snyder's source was not as optimistic, suggesting there is reason to be worried about the finished film. So yeah, this is what I mean. So a lot of people are saying that it was received well, but then other people are saying that we should be worried about it because it wasn't, the screening wasn't as good as it should have been, and that the movie was a mess. So this information seems to be all over the place. So as a movie fan, I'm kind of trying to decide what to take away from this. I'm not really sure, what's fact and what's fiction here. So it's kind of hard to decide. We've now heard from a well-placed source who has spoken to people who have seen the movie, and their feedback was a lot more positive. So apparently Superman was described as Guardians of the Galaxy level good. That's something that I really, really love to hear, because Guardians of the Galaxy, absolutely incredible, great Marvel film. So if it's as good as that, take my money. And while some of the VFX was unfinished, a lot of the shots were polished enough with 7 months to go before release. Those in attendance that shared their opinions reportedly loved the movie. It's worth keeping in mind that both of these things can be true. It's highly unlikely that everyone who saw Superman at this screening felt exactly the same way about it. Yeah, of course. I mean, movies are subjective. Everyone who goes into this movie, or any movie for that matter of fact, really, is going to, receive the movie in a different way. A movie that I may like, you may not like, and a movie you may like, I may not like. So, that's probably the reason for these conflicting reports here about this recent screening of the Superman movie, where some people are saying we should be worried, but then others are saying that it's Guardians of the Galaxy level good, which is obviously an incredible movie. So, it's completely understandable why this information here is a bit mixed. It's also important to note that plenty of the much-loved films received negative responses from early screenings, and vice versa. At the end of the day, we don't know what to expect until we're sitting in the theatre next July. Yeah, I mean, that's completely true. Until we're actually sat there, we don't know how each and every one of us is going to receive the film. This could be the best film in the universe, ever made. But still, there's going to be people that don't like it. Number one, because of the Snyder fans who refuse to like anything. That's just a matter of fact. Number two, movies are subjective, so not everyone's going to like the same thing. So obviously there's always going to be people that like stuff you don't like and don't like things that you like. So, that's two of the major factors there. But there's definitely going to be the Snyder fan base who, are going to try and review bomb this movie. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. And like I say, movies are subjective and not everyone is going to like the same thing. So there are going to be some negative reviews, of course. So one thing we do know for sure is the majority of comic book movie readers were happy with the first trailer. According to our poll, 33% of you felt the teaser was great, while only 1% with the most negative opinion, the worst trailer ever. So yeah, I mean, that's what I've got from the discourse online and on social media and the comment section and stuff like that. Okay, there's people that are still very, very cautious about this movie. It's the Superman character. It's the granddaddy of all superheroes. And I understand why people are very protective. People are very worried. Cautiously optimistic is probably one of the best terms to use. So people are concerned about how good this movie is going to turn out. But I think the majority of people did enjoy the trailer. When you watch trailer reactions and trailer breakdowns on YouTube, the majority of people seem to have positive opinions, which is all we can ask for, really. But you know, the amount of pressure on James Gunn's shoulders to make sure that this movie is well received. It's not going to make a lot of money at the box office because of the track record of the old DCEU. It pounded the franchise into the ground when it comes to DC. So don't expect this movie or possibly Supergirl to make a lot of money, but it needs to win the audience back. It needs to win the critics back before it can start generating a really big box office revenue. That will come in the future, but for now, they need to get on board the audience and the critics back from you know, from the old DCEU. They need to win them back, need to get them back on board, and then the money and the box office revenue will come later, as I say. But guys, yeah, so that's where we are. So there was a recent screening and a bit of a mixed information coming out here, where some people are saying it's Guardians of the Galaxy good, some people are saying we have reasons to be concerned and we should be worried about it. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, but ultimately the trailer was received well, and most of the fans when it comes to DC are looking forward to this movie. So you hear this information about the screening. What do you take away from it? Do you think we should be worried, or do you think that this movie is going to be absolutely incredible and you can't wait to see it? Whatever your thoughts are, guys, jump into the comment section and let me know. As always, make sure you hit that like and become a subscriber of the channel if you haven't already. It goes a long way to supporting the content, so I'd really appreciate that. And as always, I will see you in the next video.